Hey there, West Michigan. Thanks for watching 13 Plus. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens. It was a kind of active weather week, all things considered. The snow and the temperature swings and, well, what should be fall felt a lot more like winter, but thankfully we're back to more, well, seasonable conditions as we headed through this weekend. It was kind of a mixed bag of a day, though, across the region today. We kicked things off with some fog. This was the Muskegon River this morning. Thanks to Bill for sending this picture our way, but as the day went on, the skies cleared up some. We got a nice day over at the Saugatuck Dunes. Thanks to Linda for this view. Another picture came in from Chris, who was out enjoying the Meyer Gardens today. Said it was perfect weather because the cool temperatures have kept the bugs out of the area. Makes it a great day to get out and enjoy. And we had a nice sunset too as skies cleared this afternoon. Thanks to Andy for sending in this picture from Duck Lake. Of course, if you want to send your photos, you can always find me on social media, meteorologist Michael Behrens on Facebook and at Mike Behrens WX on the X, Twitter, Instagram, and Threads. Temperatures today hit a high of 57 in Grand Rapids, 55 in Muskegon, and 60s as you got down toward Kalamazoo. Battle Creek made it to 59 today. Told you 56 hit 57. That's inside 3. Current streak at 1 day. Hope to add that as we head toward tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, temperatures not expected to be much different from today. That's why 13 Weather Ball is lit up in green as no change is foreseen.
The 13 Weather Ball is sponsored by LaFontaine Lincoln Grand Rapids.
And those temperatures tonight, they will be another cool one as we head through the overnight with 40s and some 30s expected across the region. But again, we're not going to be too different as we head into the overnight hours. Temperature 45 right now in Grand Rapids as of about 10:46. 30s already up in Fremont toward Big Rapids as well. Temperatures again going to fall thanks to the winds coming in from the northwest. But as we head toward tomorrow, these will make a shift. And while we'll see more cloud cover to end tomorrow, the temperatures will be held in the mid-50s thanks to those southwest winds. In fact, you can see that shift happening between late tonight and about sunrise tomorrow. The southwesterly flow takes over. We'll still be in the mid-50s tomorrow, even though the sunshine goes away after the morning hours. Look for a high that makes it up toward about 54 for Sunday afternoon. Monday will continue the warming trend as the southwest winds really kick into overdrive. Windy conditions and scattered showers return to the region with temperatures that'll reach 58. Those temperatures will start to cool after we get past Monday. Here's a big look at the radar out there showing a quiet weather pattern in place for the overnight tonight. The clear skies that have moved into West Michigan mean we'll be dropping temperatures into the overnight hours tonight. But again, as that southwest wind kicks in tomorrow, we'll start to warm things back up. The hour-by-hour forecast here shows clear skies into the early part of your Sunday. We'll start things off with those clear skies out there. Really not bad weather at all to kick things off Sunday. The southwest winds help warm us up in the afternoon. Cloud cover, though, picks up as we head past the noon hour. We'll be partly cloudy, then eventually over to mostly cloudy as we head into Sunday night. We'll look for clouds to continue into Monday morning with showers that'll start to pick up throughout the day on Monday. Most of this rain going to be confined to the daytime hours Monday, and it's on out of here as we head toward Monday evening and Monday night. Cloud cover doesn't go away, though. We'll stay mostly cloudy even as we head into Tuesday. Here's a look at temperatures out there for your Sunday. We're looking at low to mid 50s across the West Michigan shoreline for Sunday afternoon. Those temperatures will be in the low to mid 50s for our northern zones as well. Look for temperatures right around mid 50s from Grand Rapids down to Kalamazoo. 13 on your side, 10-day outlook. Temperatures will stay in the 50s through Monday, but then as that rain system passes by, we'll drop down into the 40s for Election Day. Rain chances pick back up again as we head toward Wednesday, with temperatures continuing downward all the way through Veterans Day weekend. We'll see temperatures that do recover back toward the 50s by the end of the 10-day. And while this weekend is back to seasonable weather, earlier in the week, parts of West Michigan, as we were mentioning, were hammered by our first blast of winter weather for the season. 13 of your side's Charlie Tinker reports on the cleanup that had to take place.
A tangle of tree limbs and downed power lines in the wake of the early winter weather, and Muskegon homeowners are bearing the brunt of it.
Last night's storm was awful. I saw snow, heavy snow. I see down trees, down wires.
Rachel lives next door to one potential safety hazard, several large branches resting on the lines over this south side intersection. Her power's been hit or miss. Her cable and internet were both out.
I've been down in Muskegon for 25 years, and this is the worst I've seen.
All on Halloween, which had to be canceled.
We've got tricked, not treated.
In North Muskegon, yellow caution tape keeps folks away from downed power lines, with dozens of trees and large limbs covering roads and lawns.
For a department like us, we usually run about 325 calls a year. So we've had 44 in the last 24 hours.
Mike Fielstra is a captain with North Muskegon Fire. He says he had to leave his son's school Halloween party yesterday to get a handle on the snowballing issues.
Parts of this road was blocked off last night.
Just getting back from another weather-related call, Fielstra invited us out to survey the worst of it.
Kind of a challenge getting through the city with all the trees down everywhere and which trucks we're having to take out, that we can make it in certain areas and we can't make it in areas.
A jumble of the larger debris blocked us from going any farther down this road near the downtown corridor, cutting the drive short and getting the sense it may take a while to get the rest of it fully cleaned up.
We relied on our paid-on-call guys to come from home and come in and help, and last night every member stepped up and they were here getting the job done.
And after the storm, a Muskegon woman is advising everyone to look up when there's heavy snow on tree branches. She has a video showing just how dangerous it was earlier this week. She was cleaning the snow off her SUV when she heard a sound. 13 on your side's Riley Mack shows us what happened next.
A Halloween to remember.
It was super insane.
Mother Nature came after the roads, the tree branches, and apparently Chelsea MacArthur.
I had seen a branch that was like closer to my house that my car was parked next to. So I was like, I'm just going to back it up so that way, you know, a tree doesn't fall on it or fall on me.
While prepping it to move away from danger,
I was trying to clean it out, clean the snow off of it.
danger found her.
10 seconds after I got out and I just could hear the branches breaking. I'm just gonna dunk and like put my arms over my head.
Chelsea somehow unscathed.
My car is drivable, thankfully. I did get a pretty nice crack in my windshield.
For the second time, as 2 months ago to the day,
My car was in reverse because I was going to leave.
in that same car,
I stepped out of my vehicle and didn't realize that I didn't put it in park.
in that same spot,
I tried to catch the wheel and catch myself, and then ultimately it ran me over.
gravity came after her next. On a Halloween to remember, the scariest character of all
I'm a very unlucky but lucky person all at the same time.
was Mother Nature. Riley Mack, 13 on your side.
And the snow this week came just as odd even parking restrictions began in Grand Rapids. The parking restrictions, which are now in effect, use street addresses on odd numbered days. Cars must park on the odd number side of the street and vice versa for even days. That's so snowplows can easily clean the streets and keep them clear during the winter, but the rules will be enforced whether or not there's snow on the ground. City leaders say there's a reason for that.
It's actually a way for the city to be able to offer a whole variety of services. Probably the biggest one that we start doing November 1st, and we've actually already started it, is our Public Works Department will be out there with street sweepers, keeping streets clean from all of the fall debris because we try to keep those catch basins clear.
And keeping catch basins clear prevents flooding once heavy snow does start to fall. Odd even parking is enforced between 1 a.m. and 6 p.m., so you'll want to plan ahead. The city says if you have a problem on your street, you can report it to the Grand Rapids City app, the City 311 app, or on their website. And make sure you're prepared for the next storm in West Michigan. The 13 on your side weather app. You can find the latest forecast, live radar, and traffic conditions, as well as more news information. It's free to download on the App Store and Google Play. And it's that time of the year again. Daylight saving ends tonight at 2 a.m. or Sunday morning at 2 a.m. Here's what that actually means. When that clock strikes 2 o'clock, well, time to wind it back an hour. That does mean you get an extra hour of sleep as you head through tonight, as long as you move the clocks before you go to bed. And of course, that also means, well, the sun goes down earlier in the afternoon. Sunset will now be at 5:30 in the afternoon, but sunrise will take place at 7:22. We'll keep losing daylight until the winter solstice, which takes place on December 21. And while you're changing those clocks, it's also a good reminder to change the battery in your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors, as well as check out the batteries in any kind of other alert devices, such as a weather radio. Now, this change will apply to most of the country, and we do say most because there are 2 states that don't observe daylight saving time at all. Both Arizona and Hawaii use a loophole in the Uniform Time Act of 1966, which requires states to stay on daylight saving time. Many states, including Michigan, have passed measures to stay on daylight saving time permanently, meaning we would stay an hour ahead from November to March. A 2023 Senate bill pending in the Michigan Senate would adopt daylight saving time year-round as long as Congress allows the switch. Many of us are also wondering how to keep our sleep schedule on track with the upcoming time change. Doctors say there are a few things that we can do ahead of time. If possible, avoid excessive caffeine and alcohol use before bed, and instead of that afternoon nap, go for a walk or a jog. Exercise can make it easier to fall asleep following a healthy diet. Is also a way to improve your quality of sleep. Above all, doctors also say stick to your normal bedtime and don't stress too much about the time change.
The more things you try, typically, the more anxiety people have about it, and it actually is more disruptive to sleep. So the more things I'm doing to try to get a good night of sleep. So let it kind of just naturally occur.
And if you are continually struggling to get a good night's sleep, you should talk to your doctor. And if there's one good thing, again, about that time change, it's that we're falling back instead of springing ahead like we do early in the year. But a new study from Michigan State University says regardless of the reason that you lose sleep, that fall back or that spring forward, if you're trying to fix it with caffeine, that's not a good answer. That's because while caffeine is a beneficial stimulant in the morning to help us wake up and stay alert, it does not actually replace sleep in our routines, especially when it comes to complex thinking. These are tasks such as following steps or directions without skipping something or repeating a step. Kimberly Finn, a professor of psychology at MSU, explains what caffeine is actually doing to our bodies.
When you're awake, your body builds up this chemical called adenosine. And adenosine essentially makes you tired and makes you sleepy. So the reason that caffeine helps you feel more alert is because it's an adenosine antagonist, meaning that it blocks adenosine. So that in the early morning when you're just waking up, caffeine helps in a number of different ways, because it's a stimulant and also because it blocks the action of adenosine.
The study also says the average adult needs about 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night, and that maintaining a sleep routine and schedule that doesn't change is the best for staying sharp. And speaking of going to bed, hopefully now that you've got the latest news and weather headlines, you can go to sleep without any worry, but don't, fret too hard. Once you wake up, 13 on your side will be back here tomorrow with more news and weather headlines. For now, though, thanks for watching 13 Plus. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens.